Jai Shri Mataji. Let us all bow down to Shri Mataji, raise our Mother Kundalini and put Bandhan. Shri Ganesh Mantra. Let us now listen to Shri Mataji's speech.
God or his ways and others. So he said, all right, put that out. Just talk about self-realization. That's the first step. And Mahavira joined hands with him. It helped that time very much. To all the people who were in the name of ritualism, you see, they would say it's very difficult, Hinduism is the most difficult thing. You have to fast on Sunday because of the sun, Monday because of the moon, Tuesday because of the Mars, like that went on and on. And when do you eat your food? If you have to achieve God, then you have to take your bath at 4 o'clock and do this and do that and shave your head, and then you become a sannyasi, and you can't eat this and you can't eat that and you can't do that. All those things, ritualists, they start. But he felt that supposing if you take to sannyasi, so half of your desires are finished. You are a sannyasi, you are doing God's work, and there is no need to have a family or anything. So half of your desires are finished. If you have a family, then you want to do something for the family, you have to look after your family, and all that is to be done. But he did not realize that he was a realized soul, others were not. You see, if a realized soul does that, it has no difference to him. Whether he has a family or no family makes no difference to a realized soul because he is not attached. But to a person who is not a realized soul, supposing he'll give up his car, he'll give up his house, go to the Himalayas. There, what he'll do? He'll have a hut and have a barbed thing around. Then he may think of a Georgian style of a hut, if he's an Englishman. Because according to them, Georgian style is unpretentious. So we can have, after all, we are sannyasi. That's typical. I tell you, all our Western mind is behaving in that way. If you see that we should be unpretentious, you see, it's very fussy. Is the word they will use. If you put even a little, oh, it's very fussy. They want everything to be plain, bland. You see, but what about inside? Is filled with what? This all bottled up with all kinds of rums, this, that. But the outside should be absolutely bland. The food should not be, if possible, just get it in its natural form. If not, don't have any taste in it. It should be so bland that any guest who comes to your house must starve. You see, all these funny ideas cropped up with that of asceticism. Then we have other people like Shambalas who are going now to Gobi Desert. You see, they thought that this desert is not sufficient. Let's go to Gobi Desert. So they are going now to Gobi Desert. All these absurd ideas came out of Buddhism and also Jainism. Jainis went to the other extreme in vegetarianism because Buddha himself was not a vegetarian. Do you know that? He was not himself a vegetarian, nor was Mahavira. You'll be surprised. Vegetarianism for them was a philosophy. It was not a sort of a thing where you don't eat meat and all. Because Buddha himself died when he went to one of his disciples who was a hunter. And the hunter had killed a wild boar. And he said that the wild boar has been killed just now and it will take some time to cook. It's rather half done. I mean, he being an Indian, he could not eat that half done thing and he got diseased of, I think this liver or something got into problem and he died of that. See? I mean, I can't eat half done myself, you see. This is half done now. Half done is a horrible stuff, but we eat because it is unpretentious, you see, or some sort of a thing. People have idea it's not, it's very next to the nature. You see, this is what is coming, but is all deliberate. You are attached inside. Outside, if you behave like that, you are not going to become that. Like hippies have an idea if they live like primitive people, then they become primitive. You cannot, your brain is modern. Just by living, you see, wearing a wig like a hippie, can I become primitive? I cannot, my brain is modern, you see. That's what people don't understand, that we are too deliberate. And all these deliberations can be only reduced if your self comes into your attention. Otherwise, all these are just our mental projections. So all this sannyasa and all these ideas came gradually. Everyone who came on this earth, people have really made a mess out of them. And Buddha's mess has gone to such an extent that if you see that, you'll be shocked. It went into many formations. But I heard from my son-in-law that he went and visited some of the caves where the very early Buddhists lived in the caves because they were not supported by kings or anything. So they had a very bad time and they used to live in the caves. And what my son-in-law told me that in the caves there are writings in Sanskrit, in Pali and in Indian script saying that it is the spontaneous happening that can bring forth the self-realization. He's got that photographed. So it's coming forward. See, so they knew about the Sahaja. They knew about it. But then, as every religion has gone into a mess and a lot of funny sort of, we can say, the funny sort of expressions. Also, Buddhism has gone, became Mahayana, Hinayana, all sorts of things. But one of them was called as Viditama, who ran away from India, settled down in Japan, and he started the Zen system of religion, which he kept to the spontaneous happening. That's one was preserved. Another was the Lao Tse style, who did not talk of God and of Buddha, but of Tao itself, the energy, or we can say about the Adisha. So these two good things came out of it. While they searched back into the history of China and they found out the Adishakti lived many years back there as Kuan Yin. And that's how Kuan Yin was established as a goddess for many Buddhists. Now then, Buddha also got into another form because there was a big competition between Hindus of those days, and the Buddhists. So they wanted to form. For ordinary people, it's very difficult to understand the philosophy. So they thought that we should have Buddha expressed as he has been and he will be. So they formed their uh, see, as you say, he's a Maitreya is going to come, the future Buddha is Bodhisattva, and they started making his statues and everything. So they made Buddha as the god. They started using him to represent the divine power, giving him forms and things. And like that, many things happened. But Buddha himself was so much frightened of the ritualism that they said, you should not worship anything, you should not build any temples. So, you see, the loophole was found out. If temples are not to be built, we'll build stupas. Now, in the stupas, they put the tooth of Buddha. Of course, that was sensible to do, I must say. But of course, Buddha had said not to do it. And they put it there. He had two disciples called as Sariputta and Mogala. They were very good disciples of his, and their bones were collected after they were burnt out and were put in the stupas. That was something definitely sensible to put them there. Of course, the bones and all these things should not be disturbed because it's not good, it creates a problem for the body. But at least if they have put it there in the Mother Earth, it would have been alright, but they put it in caskets. Now, the first casket was made of gold, the second of silver, the third of iron, the fourth one of wood, sort of thing, mummified those things. But that was a very wrong thing to do because if you go on keeping like that, some parts of the body of these great people, it can hamper their rebirth or their body which they want to again incarnate. But hair is alright or nails are alright, but you shouldn't keep the part of their body like that. And this kind of thing gave another nonsensical ideas to horrible human beings. What they did, that they thought that if we have to keep some part of the person who died like divine person, why not we cut the hand of someone and like that. So in Tibet and all these places, especially in Ladakh, see, they used to cut the hands of the people when they died, and big ritual for the dead, and then they started going towards the dead. So they started moving towards the left side. Most of the Buddhists moved to the left side, which was absolutely prohibited by Buddha because he is on the right side. He said, cut down your desires. Do the karmas without the desire. This was his idea. Activate your right side without the desire. This was his philosophy. But all of them are left sided. They have desires not only desires, but whatever they do it out of desire. Like the worst is like the Japanese. They think that you can commit suicide in the name of your nation. With this desire, they will commit suicide. To save their country, they can commit suicide. I mean, it is absurd. He said, whatever you have to do, do without the desire, which is a difficult thing for human being. How many there are who are doing it without desire? And whatever we do out of desire. Even at a subtler point. Even when we do puja, we do with the desire that our vibrations will improve. Can you think of a state where it is absolutely desireless? Only one person has that. There's no desire. Desireless. The whole thing is done without any desire, so there is no disappointment. There is no unhappiness. You are going to America knowingly that is going to be a horrible experience. But it's a joke. Just going to see the joke. Without any hope. Maybe it might work out to be something tremendous, but no desire. See, it's so desireless, the whole personality is, that even if I have to desire for something, I have to ask you better desire, because I've lost the sense of desire. So many times I've said, you better do it. Unless and until you pray to me, I can't do it. That's why I ask you, write to me a letter, because you see, I can't desire. I don't do anything. Without doing anything, it is happening. So why should I desire? I really don't do anything. You'll be amazed, I don't do anything, I don't desire anything, nothing of the kind. It's working, I'm just watching it. And you are saying, whether you are doing it, I'm quite surprised. That is Tao. If you read about Tao, it is said that it doesn't do it, but everything works out. So this is what he said, which was all Sahaja, that you have to be desireless and do everything, and he is the one who controls our ego. Because if you have no desire, you will have no ego either. Ego is only built up when you have a desire to do something. That is, you just do it for fun, just for joy, just for doing. Then how will you build up ego? You cannot. Like an artist is painting just for fun and throwing it up. Creating something just for fun. That's what God is. Not with a desire to achieve something. I mean, the desire is so gross, can be extremely gross. It can become subtler and subtler and subtler. That's a good way. But can be very, very gross also. Like some people can believe that, you see, I should paint it because I'll get so much money. Or I can sell it to somebody who may be the worst man, but I'll sell it because I can get more money. That's absolutely the grossest of all, you see. That you can go to the most sinful things. I mean, I don't know. There can be even worse desires than that. Can be very many. But on this auspicious day, we should not think of them, which are there like that. But minimum of minimum, if we come, just do your puja just for the joy of it, not with any desire. Just for the joy. I mean, we are doing so many things like that. For example, we enjoy each other's company. Just think of that. We also, yogis, are enjoying each other's company. What's this for? Nothing at all. There's no nothing. Just we are enjoying it without any desire. Just for enjoyment's sake, enjoyment. When that purity comes, you see, in our temperament, that we do everything without any desire, we have got rid of our ego. The Buddha is awakened within us. And that's what is the importance of Buddha. That he settled down himself in a place which is the most difficult place. That is on the left side of your head, you see. Sometimes I have seen it projects here up to this point, in some people. They get such a terrible pain, pulling it out from there. Can't imagine. So this horrible point, which is so funny, it is sometimes it can blow up like that. You see, sometimes it can pierce through. It's a horrible one, which all of you have developed quite a lot, you see, and it takes its forms in different ways and methods. For that, we have to say Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. Means we surrender ourselves to Buddha. Then what does he say? The second one is very good. Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. I surrender myself to collectivity. Sangham. Sangha is the collectivity. I surrender myself to collectivity. Ego goes down. First of all, Buddha, who is sitting, who is the deity, which is the enlightenment, you say, I surrender myself to Buddha. Secondly, you say, I surrender myself to collectivity. Egoistical people cannot surrender. So I surrender myself to collectivity. So we say, Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. It is to Virat. It is the third one. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. The third one, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. Dhamma means the religion, the balance. I surrender myself to religion, which is essence of it. Or you can put it the other way down, that Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami, Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. That's all. If you have achieved it, then we can talk of God, not before that. So these three things are to be achieved. We would put it in a Sahaja Yoga way like this. First of all, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. I surrender myself to my virtues. All desires can be surrendered to your virtue. Is it virtuous to do like this? You can. If you are brought up that way, you will just not do it. You will have no desires to do something that is not virtuous and righteous. You will just not do it. So, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. Then you should say Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, means I surrender myself to my enlightenment. This is the second state when you are ascended. Surrender myself to enlightenment. Enlightenment that I have got to my spirit. It's the spirit who is going to guide. No more my physical, mental, emotional, nonsensical temptations. But what is the spirit? And thirdly, Sangham Sharanam Gacchami, to the collectivity, to the whole, to the Virat. This is the way we have to work it out. So ultimately reach the same point, that let me start it from myself. From myself to others, not from others to myself. It's like treating the tree from outside, not from the roots. But Sahaja Yoga treats you from the roots. First you get your realization, alright? Then you learn how to surrender yourself to your dharma. Then you become collectively conscious. Collectivity is a temperament. It's a sense of enjoyment that you get in the collective living. Unless and until you have that, you have not achieved it. So Buddha has played a very great role in our lives, and he is a very great, powerful force within us. I'm very happy that Buddha Jayanti has fallen here in England, because as we say, the England is the heart of the universe. It doesn't matter if I say here, is there anybody Arab here? I don't want to displease any Arab people sitting here. Alright. And if it is the heart, whatever you do here will circulate in the whole universe. So if you can conquer your ego here, we can even conquer the ego of Mr. Reagan and these Russians. We can manage that. But first start it here. It has to reverse back. You see, now they have to learn from you and you don't learn from them. When it will work out, you'll be amazed. Ego is the only problem I always face, reaching their hearts. If ego is removed, everything will be alright. So for us, the great mantra is Buddham Sharanam Gaccha. These three mantras you must say every day, I think, to get rid of this horrible ego. Now, any questions on Buddha you have? I've made it in a short way. The whole life history is very difficult.
mantras. Shri Mataji, we thank you for this beautiful morning meditation. Let us all bow down to Shri Mataji, raise our Mother Kundalini and put bandhan. We will continue with our morning meditation tomorrow morning, same time. Jai Shri Mataji.